Okay guys, I just filmed the thumbnail, so I will move these so that I can show everything on the table a little easier. But you guys, first of all, hello. I wanted to do this video for a while now, for a long time. I feel like I've said, you know, for a long time that I'm gonna do a collective Chanel brand video. I even got another one down here that I couldn't get in. These are all kind of scrunched together. I just want to kind of move them so they're not like getting smushed. Hold on. Maybe when I start this, I'll wish I would have just like left them up here so I don't have to reach. But I do want to just kind of, I want to have like a clear surface so that I can talk. Right? Okay, so I got all my bags down. I got a few of my little like wallets and things like that, some shoes, some jewelry. Does this table look really dirty in the light? Oh, probably. Hold on. I moved my little desk over. Okay, whatever. I moved my little desk over, like I kind of swung it around so I'd have somewhere to sit, which I think this is kind of cool. It is so dark and stormy outside, and my microphone is kind of close to the window, so you might get a little bit like ambient thunderstorm action going on. Who knows, you might like that. But I want to show you guys a few things. There's something in this magazine I want to show you. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so what are we doing today? We're doing a collective video about Chanel. Handbags are my thing. Since I started my channel in 2008, even before that, I started my handbag collection. I'm 36 now. I started it when I was in my early 20s. And even before that, you know, it was just something I always dreamed about. Always bought them myself. Always like something special, or, you know, and I'll get into that. I just want to get into and break down like different bags in this brand, ones that I like, ones that I don't, which I don't really own anything that I don't like, but maybe I could give you guys some tips, things that I might regret a little bit. The one that I feel got away, which I never regret. I don't want to say never regret, but I really don't regret. Things that I've sold in the past, which, oh my gosh, like sometimes I think if I could just have like a list of all the, because I know I've had so many bags that I've even forgot about or things like that, and I haven't sold any in a long time. I used to really do that more, especially when I wasn't totally sure of what I even wanted. Do you know what I mean? Or I feel like I've gotten more savvy and a little smarter over the years as I've come to like know myself, things that I like in my collection, whatever, as you do with any collection. But I've really gotten to know things about the brand, things that are worth it, things that are not, tips on how and where to buy them, and you know, just my thoughts on the different leathers, different hardwares for different colors and things like that. It's just my opinions and what I like and what's worked for me, things that are on my list, how I go about buying them, my thought process, and what never works out. So I'm just gonna give you all of those things, the sizes, ones that I like, ones that I don't, things that maybe, I don't know, if you didn't know about. I'm gonna talk about the jewelry a little bit of shoes. So this might be a long video. Hope if you're here, you're into these videos. And like I said, I have not done a specific handbag video in so long. Well, I did the one where I talked about my little find of all time, and I'm not gonna tell this whole story, but I will link to the video below because I never like watch my videos ever over again. I just think it's so cringe and just like I can barely even get through editing them. But I rewatched that video not that long ago about the story to this bag, and it just made me feel like, oh, that's just such a cool story. Can you see my butt in this reflection? You sure can. Cool. This is my baggy shirt. Okay, don't be alarmed. Whatever, even if it's not, still don't be alarmed. We'll talk about what I'm wearing in a second. But like, you guys, that's the thing. Bags, I think, things, it's no fun if you just fill up a closet with a whole bunch of crap. And I'm not even saying crap, I'm talking like nice designer stuff. It's things that I can associate with a memory. Oh, I know I bought that on this trip, or, you know, I was with my friend, or I carried this here, or I bought it for this occasion, or whatever. I bought that when my daughter was born, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Everything that I've just gone out and bought on a stupid whim because I'm like, I want a collection of bags, or I'm gonna buy a Chanel bag to feel whatever. It never is anything that sticks. So that's a good thing too. I like to think about something. I like to really be sure about these purchases. Am I gonna like this look of like leaning into this desk the whole time because I don't really ever do that. Let me talk about what I'm wearing and then we're gonna get into it, you guys. So much details about Chanel bags. Like I said, if you're into this, hopefully that's why you're here. Handbag videos are my favorite kind of videos to watch. Oh, excuse me. Is this like the most flattering video of all time? And it's like a clear table, so it's like, hi, here I am. Is it also because I cut this off in a very manly way? I think I need to like taper it in a little. So this top, you guys, I really love. Oh my gosh, and these jeans. Oh, I'll post a full photo of this whole look on Instagram because it is so cute. This top, I love this top so much, but it was cut very boxy. Like, I love sleeves, but the sleeves were very like long and awkward. And I would always have to roll them up, and then it felt very like I need to put like some cigarettes in there and like join the like greasers or something, you know, very grease, right? So this morning I was like, I'm gonna get brave. Very inspired by my friend Lisa D1. She cut off, I think it was this top that she did. She was like cutting her t-shirts, and I was like, I haven't done that in so many years, and I've definitely never done that to a nicer top. But I really like it, but I think I need to cut the neck out. But I was like, okay, Tiffany, it's too early. Like, don't do that. You know, I was like, don't go for that right now. Chanel 101, you guys. Here's what. Before we get into the actual bags, the brand itself, okay, it's a brand that I do have probably the most of in my collection. Aside from like Louis Vuitton and things like that, I did a video just like this on a couple years ago. And, you know, over time, especially with a wallet or a small thing or, you know, a bag, a tote bag, I have found that the quality of Louis Vuitton is not that great over the years in certain pieces. You know, Brad's had a wallet that's fallen apart. I've had 2 wallets that have fallen apart. I have videos on here. Like I said, I've been doing videos since 2008, and I have several, probably an in-depth video on every Louis Vuitton bag I've ever owned. That's an actual review of me having it for like 5+ years, okay? I'm not one of those, it's like, here's a bag, let me review it after 1 season. Yeah, I think that's good if I can talk to like the function of the bag, or did I end up carrying it a lot, what's in it, how much does it hold? But as far as like, this bag held up really well, yeah, it should. It's expensive. Any of these bags from these nice brands are made to last a lifetime. They should be for the price that you're paying. And the price that you're paying warrants the materials, having them handmade, and that says a lot for quality. And I feel like with Chanel stuff, for the most part, you can feel the quality. Now, I feel like, you know, they do those, sometimes those gimmicky, you know, collections here and there where they might use like a clear plastic or a mesh or some kind of weird, odd material. And those are always different and weird. But I feel like with Chanel bags, they're classic, yet so varied. They are always going to be classic. There are so many to choose from. With Louis Vuitton, I feel like there's the basic bags and there's no variation. With the Chanel, it's like different sizes, different leathers, a million different colors, different hardware colors. So yeah, you might think, oh, black flap Chanel bag, basic. Well, you know, that's very classic, but at the same time, like, if you do have something that's a little different, it's very rare for you to see someone that has exactly the same one that you do. Okay, whatever. And with the value and stuff, I always say, throwing around the word investment with a bag, you're not going to retire off the handbags, okay? I can do a whole other video on how you can retire and whatever. And Brad and I are going to do something soon where we're going to talk about that. But not with handbags, okay? But you can be smart about it. Not smart in that spend money that you don't have. If you can afford it and you're like, I'm in the market for a luxury bag, I think Chanel is a good way to go. Yes, they're expensive. There's always price increases. I could sell probably most of my bags now, gosh, probably half of them for a lot more than what I bought them for, being used even, because of the price increases, because of the amount of time that I've had them. I think the longer you keep them, honestly, the better with that kind of thing. Not that you're planning on long-term, like, oh, I'm going to turn around and sell these, but it is nice to know that you're not essentially throwing your money into a hole. And with earrings and jewelry, costume jewelry with Chanel, okay? These aren't real gold. These aren't real gold. They're gonna be about 400 bucks, okay? Some of them around like little studs, I get around like 350. Let me just cover this really quick before we get into the purses, and then we'll do the shoes last. But these, for example, I got these and I think they were around $400, maybe less, because I remember thinking, wow, well now you can't find these for less than like $1,200. When you look for these, they're very expensive. They're you know, just in the resale market. So don't think, wow, I'm gonna go somewhere that resells, you know, Chanel jewelry or bags and get a deal, because usually you're not going to. Do that if there's something that your heart's set on that they just do not have anymore, because Chanel is very seasonal. They're not gonna have the same things forever. Even just a basic black flat bag, usually there's a waiting list, you know, even for just something basic. But you may not be able to find the same color or the same whatever year after year. So it's just about knowing what you want, being patient, being smart about where to get it. If you're gonna buy costume jewelry from Chanel or jewelry from Chanel, buy it at a store, a Chanel boutique, an actual Chanel retailer, or you're gonna end up overpaying. Like, I mean, and yes, these little studs, $300 or whatever, I just like, okay, well, they're beautiful. I'm gonna have them forever, hopefully. But guess what? If I wanted to sell them right now, I could sell them for more than that. I mean, sorry, hate to say. And that's on like a fashion file type situation that gives you much less. I'm just saying the markup for Chanel jewelry is crazy, even on those places. I have a brooch that I really like. Be careful though when you buy Chanel jewelry. These are my all-time favorites that have any stones inlaid. The very first Chanel item, actually I think were my sunglasses that I'll show in a second when we get to the end. I'll show those like accessories with shoes. But I had a pair of earrings, little stud earrings, that I was just so proud of, and they did not hold up well. The studs fell out. That's a very common thing. I haven't had that issue. Obviously with the brooch, I'm not like wearing the hell out of that, but I do have, you know, just like some little earrings and things, and I hope that they hold up. Now I'm like self-conscious. I'm like, what is my behind doing in that reflection? Just pay no mind. But I think a lot of things that are like metal with an enamel type situation, you can't go wrong. They're gonna last. But for earrings, do not be fooled by the resale, okay? Don't be fooled. Where the heck am I gonna put all this stuff? Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, get these jeans. I think I saw that they had the shorts too as well. Okay, let's talk about the bags themselves. Leathers, colors, materials, sizes, ones that I like, ones that I don't, ones I regret, and all of that. And then I have something that I do want. There's one that I want that I saw on this, and that's always been in the back of my mind. Like, of course, when I got this one, it was like, for years I had thought, okay, I want a, we'll go through these two, like a nude Chanel bag. And I just never got it. And then when I was on a girls trip with my friend, you know, we were at the Beverly Hills store, and I was like, you know, I'll get it. And this is a special color that they don't make anymore. It's not like the yellowy nude, which I always was like, well, if that's the beige that they have. It was always a bit yellowy, you know, but this one is kind of like a creamy blushy nude, like a makeup-y nude, a little darker. It's a beautiful, it was a beautiful limited color. I forgot what the exact color was, but we'll get into that and what I think about all that. But in my mind, I'm thinking I want like a medium or a large. I think this would be a large, not a jumbo. This is a jumbo in white. I was reading this magazine and I saw this, and I like that it's the gold hardware. I think the white looks really good with like the gold hardware, whereas I think the nude bags just look better with the silver. I think it's just cleaner look, and I'll talk about colors and everything. Not like that there's one way or right or wrong way to go, but it's just my opinions. So, but see, okay, here's the thing, like I like that. Am I gonna run out and get it? Am I gonna text my girl and be like, if you get one of these, like, I would love that? No. And here's why. Yeah, I'll get it and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is great. But that's something I can find. Do you know what I mean? Over the years, if I'm ever on a trip, or if there's something special, or if I come across it and it's like a special thing, then yeah, but I'm not like desperate, I'm not trying. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, where to even flip and begin? Stick with the classics. Of course, they have like the spin on, you know, they always do the little spin on the classics. You know, I'll talk about the 19s, and, you know, then there's the boy bag. But I just think you cannot go wrong with this if you wear it right. Well, which there's not a right or wrong way to wear it. Wear it with like the edgiest thing. It's just about how you carry yourself. You know, it's about, I don't know, I love it. It's just cool, I think, hopeful. Whatever. I love a jumbo flat bag. I do. They're roomy, they're nice, carry the hell out of it forever, right? You know, so I have like my basic colors, like my black. This is my favorite. This is probably my favorite Chanel bag that I own. This one is a little different. I do have a pink tote that I'll show in a minute, which I'll talk about that in a second. If you wanted to get started in your collection, this was my this is my second Chanel bag I bought. The one that got away, I'll talk about at the end. But this was kind of like, I don't know, kind of around that same time. But I love this so much. It's from that Paris Dallas collection where like the C's are the horseshoes. This is a wallet on a chain. And the wallet on a chain's nice. They have gone up so much. The price increases with Chanel are just like, you know what I mean? It's disgusting. A wallet on a chain though is a good bag. You know, it's not teeny tiny. It doesn't look like a micro bag. For the price, I think it's really cute, and just, see, they're not tiny. And I kind of have a bigger frame. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes bags just look, I don't know what to say. Okay, I can't explain it. But this one is cute. Holds enough. You can put your phone in there. You don't have to put a wallet in there because it has all the card cases in it. It's truly a wallet on a chain. You can put a few pieces of makeup in there if you want. It's a good bag to have. And then, I like that when you store these, you can put the chain, and the chains are tiny. So even if you were going to carry it clutch style, which I've done before, tuck the chain. It doesn't take up too much space. You can carry it like a little clutch. So this is a good way to start your collection. I also have this one. They don't all look like this for the seasons. They do incorporate like whatever they're doing with the rest of the bags with the wallet on a chain. So they make them all different. They have like the boy ones. I just thought, this one I got not too long ago. This is the only caviar bag that I have, and I'll explain that. People really this is kind of like a patent. But I love this bag so much, but people really have opinions on caviar versus smoother leathers, okay? I know there's a difference. Like this one I think is cast skin, there's differences, okay? But I'm just talking the smoother leathers versus the caviar, because usually when you're looking at a flat bag, if you were looking like this, it's like, okay, well, do you want this lamb skin or the caviar? And let me just tell you, for years, I would have been so, honestly, swayed by what you hear by a lot of people. Like, oh, you know, get the caviar, it's going to hold up better. I've had friends that bought bags and that was their justification. I just don't think, when you really look at them, over the years, I'm kind of like, I don't want to say a snob to like these, but I do think this leather looks better and more like Chanel. I've had the very first one that I got, like the one that got away, which I'll tell the story at the end. Ended up selling it. It's the one thing I regret selling because it was special. Or there was something special about it, but it was a caviar jumbo, and it squeaked. Like, the chain was like, These I've never had an issue with. But the caviar chains, oh my gosh. And that was one thing where I was like, it's one thing I don't like about it, I'm gonna get rid of it. And granted, would I be carrying it all the time? No, it would be nice to have in my collection, but whatever. I'm not like terribly regretful of it. Again, I'll tell you the story of that later, but I wanna get through these. I think in smaller pieces, I think in smaller little, you know, whatever, it's fine, but I wouldn't invest in a big bag in caviar. And I've heard, there was a blogger, I remember years ago, that is from the UK, and I remember she goes to Paris a lot, and she was saying that overseas, especially in Paris and stuff, there is a stigma with caviar bags. Like if someone's carrying a caviar, but it's just, or I will say, it's just not desirable. Like you look at a Chanel bag and you think this is the leather you want the smoother leather, because it's just more like quintessential like Chanel. That's just what it looks like. And talking about how it holds up, I have found through actual use, I think this one is from like what, like 2012 or something, I don't even know. This is the old boy, the old medium, one of like the first one. I'm just telling you, and this is the boy wallet. This I don't even know how long. I've had it long before Olivia was born, I know, but knocking around in my purse for years, in and out of bags with zippers. And when I first got it, I was like, oh gosh, this is smooth leather. It has gotten better and better. You have to, I mean, there is not, you would really have to inspect it. And when I was buying this bag, at Chanel on Rodeo, I remember the girl, we were talking about it, and she was like, oh, which wallet is that? And I was showing it to her, and she's like, this is really nice. I was like, it's really old. And one of the girls was like, well, and I was like, it's held up really well. And the girl goes, no, you just take care of your stuff, because she watched my videos. And I'm like, but you don't understand. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm not like putting it away at night. It's knocking around in bags up against things. And the way this leather held up, you guys, and the way it's just, it sold me on these. I will never not buy this leather. I will never be afraid of that leather. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, any bag, I'm not gonna be like scrubbing it up against like a brick wall or something. Hello, yes, you're gonna trash your stuff, but I'm also not super careful. Like if you buy a bag, I wanna carry it, I wanna enjoy it. I'm not trashing it by any means, but this, just the way this is made, speaking to like quality on things, and I know I've talked about this wallet over the years, there is not a tear, there is not a sign of wear in any of these. Cannot say the same thing about my Louis Vuitton wallets. I did the big review on the Insolite wallet. After having it for years, showed you guys, I mean, it was trashed. Brad had a wallet that was trashed after like 3 years. They just, that canvas, the way they're stitched, certain things Louis Vuitton just do not, I don't know, I'm not trying to compare or bash, but I'm just saying, compared to what I've seen from some wallets over the years, this one is just amazing. So I don't feel bad literally putting my money into like these accessories, because I do feel like they last. You're gonna buy something that's gonna last. But what I've been doing over the last year or so, my friend gave me this for, was it my birthday? Yeah. And I love it. I love a card case. And so this is just what I throw into most things. And it's just a little, they sell this exact one in different colors, but this one is kind of like a caviar, but it's like a patenty feel, and it's held up beautifully. And I really love this one. So I love, love, love that. I'm not saying I don't like the caviar. Like I said, I bought that other bag, and just, I wouldn't buy a giant flat bag. And these flat bags with the price increases, it's insane how, it's just insane. The price increases are insane. Okay, so let's talk about other ones. Okay, so the mini is always one of my favorites. This one has a funny story, casino story. She was like, she got a little weathered because she lived at a casino for a while. It's just not, you know, what happened, what I did to it, which was not nice. She lived at a casino for a good couple months, and I didn't know she was missing because I was in between. It was before we'd built this closet, and I had my stuff in Brad's, which was what is now Brad's closet, and had all my bags kind of lined up, not like displayed where I could see them every day. Some of them were in dust bags, right? So I wasn't putting my eyes on something every day. So in my mind, I was just thinking, oh, it's there. But sometimes it was also hanging in the laundry room. Like I had a bunch of bags also hanging in my laundry room. So if I was ever in my laundry room and I'm like, well, that bag isn't here, then I just assumed that it was upstairs. And if I was ever upstairs and I didn't see it upstairs, I just thought, oh, it's in the laundry room. And then one day I actually put it together and I was like, wait a minute, where is it? I just had this light bulb that I had left it in its little black bag on the top shelf of a closet. Don't ever put your shit up there when you're unpacking at a hotel. Like, it's like the black hole. Like, I left so many things in hotel rooms. Nothing like this, like nice, until I did. And it was literally 2 months later, and I thought, I am an idiot. I'm a freaking idiot, because I brought it. We were going to the beach for a wedding. We were staying at this nice casino, and I carried this bag, right? This was like my, like, not knock around, but just like my everyday bag. And then I thought, well, I might want this if we like go out at night or something, and just to look cute. And I just never changed into this. I just never swapped into it. So I guess in my mind, I didn't even think, well, did I even take it out of my suitcase? I don't know what I was thinking. Like an idiot, I had to call this place and say, hi, I'm this dumb woman that stayed there and left a, bag that's worth thousands of dollars at your hotel, and I'm just not realizing, and it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 months ago. I'm lucky they weren't just like, lady, you're an idiot, like you deserve it if you didn't miss your nice bag after that long. And fully I would have understood. And just so many back and forths. And then we kind of had some connections with the people that worked there that kind of knew us there. That's like our family, and that's why like they were doing the wedding there. So when they realized, oh, that was the people that had the wedding and the reception, I think it was found, and then someone had it for a while, and then when they realized that it was ours, they were like, we gotta give that shit back, you know what I mean? And they did. But when I got it back, it didn't have like the same look. It was a little like the chain had been like, which granted, I don't care. It deserved what it got. I didn't take care of it. I left it, and that was fully my fault. But when they called and said, we have it, like we found it, I was like, ah, like it was just so dumb, y'all. It was so dumb. It's embarrassing. Like, I deserve fully not to have that. That was like my own stupidity. I should have taken better care of it. But it's just funny. I don't know. She's seen some things. What else? Like, she looks a little dried up. Like you'd be, if you were at a casino for a couple months. That's not what this is about. But this is a fun little bag. I love this color. I love a mini, you can double up the chain and wear it like like this vibe, under your shoulder. But I love wearing them like crossbody. They hit just right. They look like a substantial bag. It does not look like, okay, you're wearing a mini bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you went out and bought like the one that's almost comical. Do you know what I'm saying? These are like legit. For the price, I've never been like, oh, I can't fit everything in here. Even with like hand sanitizer and stuff, these minis are where it's at. Like, you can really put a lot in here. Now, I'm not putting like a planner in there and like every single thing, and and then I've got a key fob, and I'm not putting the most in these bags, and it's fine. It's like all you need, right? And so the pink I think is really pretty and fun. This is a gorgeous pink, and then this has the champagne hardware. So it's kind of like a more silvery gold. a cooler gold, a more muted gold. It's not a yellowy gold. It's beautiful. And I think the champagne color looks really pretty with like a pink or a color. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas like if you had like a teal or purple, silver might be like, oh, a little too jarring. Gold might be a little too clashy with certain things, but this champagne color is, I think, where it's at. I really like that. Okay, where am I gonna put these as I go? That bag, I always say, I can never resist a mini. Like, I have the most of the minis of any other one. I have 3. I could even see myself getting a mini in like the white, you know, when I was talking about the white, because if I get the white, I would want the yellow gold. Do you know what I mean? But I think I want like a medium, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it kind of in between. But this one was, I don't want to say it's, you know, you think black, basic, whatever, but they're the ones that people want the most. Like I said, sometimes you're going to be on a waiting list if you want a black flap in any color. Or I remember when I told the sales associate that I get most of my stuff from, you know, I was like, I really want a black mini. This was like a couple years ago, and then she just happened, you know, to find one. And, you know, it's not something that they're just constantly getting in, but just be patient, you know, if there's something that you want. And I really like the silver with the black. I just think it looks a little edgy. Gold with the black, I think, is just a different look. I think it's pretty, but I think, you know, for a flat bag, it's a different look. It's a little more classic, older, more conservative, like more buttoned up. Do you know what I'm saying? I think the silver with the black is always a good choice. I don't think you should ever think, oh, I'm gonna go silver because I wear silver. I'm gonna wear gold because I wear gold. Just get that hardware myth out of your mind. Don't let that like screw with you. I picked the color of the hardware based on the color of the bag, and I think just what looks best with it. Not this one, because I just walked up and found this. Please watch it. Oh my gosh, like, you guys, it's the best story ever. Like, people cannot believe when I tell this story. I'll get into that in a second. This is a reissue mini. I'm not gonna tell the story because I already have them. But I'll get into the 19s and stuff. Talked about the jumbos. The jumbos, again, the classic, I just don't think you can go wrong. Like, even with an outfit like this, it's a little edgier. That, and then, you know, it's easy, I think, to get in and out of. It does have that. I never button that flap. You know, sometimes I just kind of leave it a little like that vibe. It can never be hanging open or anything. It's always shut pretty well, but I kind of like the look of that. It's just such a nice bag. And I think even that year when I bought this, I carried it back again on another, was it the year after I carried on the trip? I don't know. It's just a good bag. So I think that the jumbos are good. They're a good everyday bag, but would you carry that like to a wedding or to like an event or to maybe like to like a shower, like a daytime? But I don't know, like sometimes you want a smaller bag, right? If you're be dancing, if you're be doing something at night, that's where the smaller bags kind of come in. And if I buy a bag, especially if you're buying like one of your first Chanel's and you want it to be versatile, don't always think, okay, I'm gonna get a large bag that's gonna be extra versatile. Sometimes I think more like medium sizes can be more versatile. This bag, okay, this is the 19. You don't see a lot of people carrying the small, which is what this is. You mostly see the medium. This is the maxi, which is we'll get into this. We'll get into that guy in a second. But the larger size, it's a size or two larger. Again, talking about Lisa. Lisa has a few of them, and I see her carrying those just with her everyday outfits, and it looks like stunning. You can use this for that as well. But if you were gonna go like, again, like somewhere like something in the evening or something where you needed a smaller bag, this works as well. And again, I'm not carrying so much stuff to fill it up every day. This is like more space than I even need, right? So it has this nice strap. I just think the small is a good size. And the 19s are expensive. I mean, I can't imagine paying, I don't know. I really like these. I like this one. I just really like this one a lot. I think it's super cute. But you know, I haven't carried this one a whole ton. I've only had it since Christmas, so that's why. But it's not a bag I would just, yeah, I mean, I just carried it every day and stuff. But I am better about like switching around and not just getting stuck on one bag and not wearing anything else. I do kind of have fun like switching it around. I really like how this bag looks when you carry it by the top handle, and it's the perfect size where you can do that. Like the bigger ones, which I'll show you my other one in a second, it's, you know, it can be a little much. These straps right here can be a little awkward, but they will loosen up over time after you use them. My big one did. So that's just something to think about. But I just think this is such a cute look. I love this color. And I think that at night, if you were gonna go somewhere, like if you're gonna go to a wedding or you're going to like an event or something, right? Events, like, let's do that. You know, like where you wouldn't want to be like doing something, dancing around, moving around with a ginormo tote. You could, of course, strap this around you and like go for it. But I like how this is kind of small. You can just, you know, it's easy. It's just, you could tuck it under your arm. You can carry it by the handle. It's just simple. It's just a simple, easy bag, like carry it clutch style. Someone asked me the other day, they were like, yours looks pretty structured. Everyone else's that I see is pretty floppy. No, mine is too, and I like that. This is a softer bag. This is softer. This is a little, you know, it's not, it doesn't have all that padding and the stiffness that like a really tight stitched, you know, flat bag, double flat bag would have. That's not what this is. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just a different vibe, and I like the spin on this because it's a classic looking Chanel bag, but I like how the 19s did the chunkier hardware, and for that I like, you know, because they have the mix of the gold and the silver. So I kind of like that, and I really do like this bag. So don't overlook the small. I know that you see the bigger ones a lot. It's just, and don't let it mess with your mind. And I know that it's hard when you're spending money on something. Well, you know, do I want the bigger one? Do I carry around a whole ton of stuff where that extra few inches is really gonna matter? But then yet you might not carry that big one out at night. I just feel like, honestly, this one is more versatile almost than even this one. This one is big. Not always the size makes them versatile. This is the jumbo or the maxi one, and this one was the one that was really rare. And one day I'll tell this story. I need to like talk to my friend because it kind of involves her too, and I'm like, I need to talk to her before like I share something. But this was just one of those things. Came from the girl that I get all my stuff from. That's where it was purchased. But she's at a location that I have shopped from before. It's a bigger store. It's not here. I've shopped at the ones in Atlanta, but I'm talking like the big, like real boutiques, you know. They're a store that they get in a lot of things, and I think there were only like 12 of these, like ever, or something crazy. So this one is kind of like that holy grail bag that you only see a few of, and it is just yummy to me. I just love it. It is huge. But again, like, I'm not carrying this, like, look, it is like comically huge, okay? Like, it's big, but I like it for fall and winter, and I hate to have a bag that's like, oh, this is my fall bag, this is my winter bag. But this one is like, you know what I mean? But this is a maxi 19. So that one I love. But again, like I said, don't overlook the smaller ones for versatility. Do you know what I mean? A few little odd and end bags, and then I'm going to show you guys my tote and tell you guys getting into favorites and not so favorites, and maybe I've saved the best for last. So I've gotten into all those. I've showed you. Okay, the minis I am obsessed with. I always say the minis are my favorite, and I probably would still go with that again. And maybe it's for that because I can fit everything that I need for the daytime. My phone, the full size, you know, this is the full size wallet that I use every day, but I could still always fit this one in it too. My phone, keys, few pieces of makeup, few extra little things I need to stick in there, we're good to go. So daily I can carry this, but then I can also carry it out at night. So I do feel like maybe that's why I like this so much, because it's the ultimate like versatile bag, very classic. So years ago, another one of the first ones that I ever got was this reissue. And this is the larger one, the jumbo reissue. It's got the ruthenium hardware, it's the aged calf skin, the reissues. And again, I'm gonna link to the video where I talk about these more in that story, but you've gotta watch the story on this one. How I found it is just crazy. This is what the original Chanel bags looked like in the 50s when Coco Chanel actually, like, you know, designed them. Karl Lagerfeld, like later, is who kind of like designed this stuff with the C's on the bag. That was not what Coco Chanel was carrying back in the day. She was carrying these, and so when they came out with these again, they called them the reissues. And I think there's something just classic, edgy, unpretentious, the aged, the ruthenium hardware, and I think they do like the aged brass if you wanted to go gold, and there's probably a few others, but the materials are all sort of aged like this, and when they're new they still have that point. This one is very roomy. I carried this on vacations. I just love this bag. I feel like she's indestructible, and it's just one of the best bags I've ever had. I love the chain. It's just so soft. I love everything about it, okay? So I've always been obsessed with that. So when I happened upon this one in the way that I did, just walked around a corner and there she was for an absolute steal. It's my favorite size, the mini, in my favorite bag, right? And I think whoever, again, and I don't think I said this in the video. If you know, you know. If you watched that video. If you haven't watched this, then watch it. It's entertaining, okay, to say the least. But I think, thinking back, and I didn't say this in the video, but you know, I got it for an absolute steal. And whoever was selling this obviously just had no clue, but I think they thought it was old as shit, okay? Because it's, if you looked at this and you had no idea what you were looking at, or you were just clueless, it looks like an old ass bag. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have giant C's. They probably didn't see that it said Chanel. I don't know. It was from 2020, had the 2020 date code, came with everything. Not the box, but it came with, I mean, I'll get into it. I show all the details of the bag. Friends of mine, Chanel people, are just like, oh my gosh, like they can't believe it. Like, it's the craziest find of all time. Okay, so the reissue, I would say, is my favorite, and the mini. Okay, maybe that's not what you'd expect. Most people like the really blingy, like Chanel. And it's hard to pick a favorite, but if I had to save, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Like, it's hard. The reissues are just my babies. The reissue mixed with a mini, which is my favorite size. Is this bag my favorite of all of them? You might not think, wow, that's super exciting, but I love this bag. I love everything about it. And I like too how you can double it up. You know, you saw how I was carrying the minis before as like, you know, crossbody. I like how you can double this up and carry it like under the shoulder, you know. Not always crossbody for the minis, but the minis reissues go a different way. So when you do a crossbody, it kind of sits a little different, but I just... the best find of all actual time. Now, as far as something, okay, and then, do you see me avoiding this boy bag? Okay, we'll get there. We'll talk about that. This is a newer one that I got last fall. I carried it at the end of the year on that late beach vacation that we took, and I absolutely loved it. This is the Deauville, and when you talk about Chanel totes, okay, honestly, if I'm gonna spend money on Chanel, or if you're really, I want to invest in one of probably like a flat bag or something like that. Now, when you talk about totes and stuff, of course I've looked at them over the years. I don't know what it's called. If you told me, I'd be like, yes, that's what it's called. But you know, the one that looks like a typical, has more of a classic Chanel look. It's the totes, boxy. You see them in black a lot of times. It's got the big embossed C's, and it has like the really chunky like chain hardware. It looks more like a bag. I think a tote has more of a casual vibe to me. So I don't know if that would be a bag that I'd ever be into. I don't think I'd ever reach for that. Like, if I was gonna want to have that like classic Chanel look, like I'd go for one of my flat bags. But these Deauville totes they're so unique in a way that no other tote that I've ever, it's just so good. But let me tell you, so many different colors, right? And that's, again, something with Chanel bags. It's not like a Louis Vuitton where you're like, okay, that's the bag. It comes in maybe 2 fabrics or 2, you know, canvases, but you only see one. You know, you only really see the monogram, and so everybody looks like they have the same bag. With Chanel, so many different colors, just in the Deauville, which is a classic style, so many different colors, so many different materials. It came in leathers, all different things, different designs, but I love the vibe. It's a little more casual that the canvasy ones have. And so something special about this, which I didn't really do like a full big video on it. I do have some paper in here to kind of keep it upright because it is floppier. It doesn't have so much of a structure. I love that it has the shoulder straps, and they're beautiful. This one is like a pink, and it has like the champagne gold hardware. Okay, so it's got this, you know, obviously with a tote, I want to have a shoulder strap. That's why sometimes the Dior book tote trips me up, but I like it in its own ways. I don't know, I do have a video about that one too. But look how, I mean, you guys, if you're going into a restaurant, if you're going in to like grab lunch or something, just, or just picking it up from your car, picking it up from wherever, you're not like, you know, oh, let me throw this on. The top handles are key. They are made so nicely. It's got a nice little, you know, closure inside of it. You could certainly tuck these in if you wanted to. You don't even need, like, I mean, some people get bag organizers or little things. If I'm going to carry a big bag like this, obviously it's because I'm carrying more stuff. I'll have a makeup bag in here. I'll have a little bag that has toiletries or whatever. But this one does a really good job. They did a really good job with this one because it does have, like, the zip pocket. It has, like, a little, you know, lanyard, whatever you want to call that. And it's got some pockets, like slip pockets on the side. The back is plain. But, again, so many different colors. And for a couple years, you know, I'd always looked at the different seasonal colors, and I would text or I would look at the, you know, the ones that were out for the season, and I was never super excited by any of them. It's always just like the basic, like bluish looking light denim, not denim, but it's this color, but it has almost like that denim vibe to it. It's very light. You see a lot of those, or, you know, I didn't want one that was too dark colored. I wanted like a lighter color one, but I didn't want one that was like ivory that I was gonna wreck, and I just didn't want those basic blue ones because they looked very nautical to me. This bag can look very nautical, I feel, with the blues. Okay, but whatever. So I saw this color, and it always, even on camera, I don't know if it does it justice, but I always thought it was more of like a salmon-y pink. It's the most beautiful blush. And so anyways, I was, you know, every now and then I would text my friend at Chanel, and I'd be like, so, you know, what color Deauville's do you have right now? And I knew, you know, kind of what was out for the season, but I, you know, just sometimes I'd, you know, just send me the ones that you got, and what just ones. And several times she had sent me this one. I was just like, no. And then she sent it to me like in a picture. It was sitting on like a, and I was like, that's different. Like, I like that light pink. And I didn't realize it was the same one. As she goes, the pictures do not do this bag justice. She was like, trust me, you know, try it. If you don't like it, you can return it. Cause, you know, when I opened it, I was just like, because the color of, I love the color. I don't know. I don't want something sicky, bubblegummy looking. I like those hot pink bags that are a little unexpected. I don't like a ton of just random pink accessories just to be pink. But this is such like a yummy pink. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I love it. But if you were thinking about the Deauville, it's a good one. And I do like this color because it is lighter. It reads lighter. But it's not so light that like if I rubbed up against it with like, I don't want to say this, but I mean, like, horrible, but like if you have like tanner on you or something, it's kind of the same. It wouldn't be like, whoa, you know, that's gonna rub off like it would on an ivory bag, which obviously I would try to avoid that no matter what color the bag is, because I hate that mentality of people saying, oh, well, white's gonna get dirty. And I'm like, well, white, it's not magic, you know. The darker colored things, are the dirt's still sitting on those too. Don't want to get anything dirty. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, whole other rant for a whole other time. But I did Scotch guard this, which I'm not a big like, oh, I've got to really, things hold up, you know. I think it's great. I don't put like leather conditioner and stuff on my bags all the time, although I do have one of those kits. I don't do that all the time. I'm not, and the reason is because I don't want to be rubbing in stuff to this lighter colored stitching. So I've seen people that are like, oh, I put conditioner on my bags, I do all this, but then if you really look, like their stitching is a little off colored. Do you know what I'm saying? I just think that these bags are meant to last. If in several years it's looking a little gross or crusty, yeah, put some leather conditioner on it. I don't know, okay, I'm not an expert, especially the black. Yeah, I think black could get away with that more, but be careful with your lighter colored bags. But I did Scotch guard this, okay? Now, before you're like, okay, which one did you do? Just go buy Scotch guard. I think it's in a red can, white lid. I don't know, aerosol, dangerous, go outside. And I didn't get on the leather or anything. I just lightly, I didn't get like, I'm not getting every single crevice. I just lightly sprayed it, not like soaked it. And then I just wiped and made sure that, you know, there wasn't any sitting on the leather or anything. Let it dry. And it gives me more of a peace of mind. It's not, you know, just in case if I did drip something on it, you know, if you were out or something. And I always say that because if you watched my video on my Neverfull many years ago, that bag has been through a lot with getting, you know, the whole repair story, how it did not hold up, how it did. That thing one time, I remember we were somewhere at the beach and someone was like buying us shots. And I'm not a big like shot person unless if it's just like something good. I don't want like a flavored nastiness. And I remember my bag was like hanging off my chair, and did I intentionally? I don't know what I didn't realize my bag was like right there, but I think I dropped it by accident. My bag took the entire shot, literally absorbed it, and I don't even think I found the cup I mean, that's the never full. I mean, God, this isn't a Louis Vuitton video, but that bag, like, took it like a chair, and it was just gone. It was gone. There's not a stain in it. I don't know. So that's the kind of, that's what I'm putting my bags through, okay? But no, I'm not gonna be like, this bag is not gonna be like taking shots, okay? Brad like almost died. I mean, it was so funny. Okay, dang you guys, I almost made it through on the one battery. I was like, I came so prepared this video. I was like, I don't know if the, I think the camera is a little off this time around. Let's get into the negative stuff, right? Which is what we all like. Let's talk some crap about, no. What was I talking about before this went off? My bag taking shots. What was I talking about? Shots, bags. When I walked over there, I found something else that I forgot. And I was getting my battery. Forgot about this. This is so pretty. I got this the same time that I got this bag. And I think these earrings, did I get it? Or no? No, I think this was a separate time. This is nice and I should really wear it more. But you guys, I want to get into the things that I would say maybe stay away from, but yet I have them. And again, I don't have anything that I dislike. This is not something that I would even say, ugh, I hate it, because I really like it, but it doesn't hold a phone. Okay, it's a little 19 clutch, and they have so many versions of 19 clutches and different sizes, but I just kind of fell in love with it. I had this, oh gosh, I probably got it like a few, almost like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. If you were going to an event, and I keep saying that, like how many events am I going to? I'm not, okay? Hence why I'm like have never worn it. But I like to know I have it. It was I hate to say good price, because all of Chanel stuff is expensive, but for a bag, and even just out of curiosity, I went to Fashion File to see like how much they would offer me for this, and they offered me the same amount that I paid for it. Now, I don't know what the whole thing is with that, and that was right after I got it. I don't know if it's because like maybe, not that it's rare or anything, but it's from the 19. It's called a 19. You know, it's a little collection. It has the 19 straps, so it's a nice bag. I mean, it's tiny, okay? It's a joke. It's tiny, but so yeah, sometimes for the price, maybe get something a little different and weird. Am I carrying this every day? No. Does it hold its value? Sure. So I'm not mad at it. I could put, it's got like two tiny little slip pockets, which is good because you could put cards in there. You wouldn't have to take it up with a card case, although I totally would, because what the hell else am I going to put in there? It does not fit my phone, which when I bought it and I saw the measurements, I thought, of course it'll fit my phone. I'll just put it in sideways, and it totally doesn't. But here's what. Most of the time my phone's in my pocket. If I'm somewhere, I'm going to have it in my hand anyways. That's just what I tell myself to like justify this. But it would hold, you know, a few quarters for a phone call. And I don't know, maybe it wouldn't even hold a bag of chips. So what am I saying? This is a joke. But it's a cute little bag. I could see it for like a shower or like a wedding or something. It's just sweet. And I think the ivory color, just something about it is just sweet and very like satisfying to me. I don't know what it is. I just really do like this little bag. Even though, like I said, don't spend money on these like goofy little ones. But I saw it and I was like, oh, he's just cute. It's just like a little round, cute chunk. Okay, I know. It's like great advice, right? Now the boy bag to me, like I said, it was super trendy. It's still, I feel like people would say, oh, this is a classic Chanel bag. Yeah, sure. That was like the nickname, like Coco Chanel's nickname, whatever. It's a little edgy, so it's kind of like, which she was very edgy anyways. You know, all these Chanel bags are very like kind of buttoned up and stuff. But I don't even think that. Like, I think you could carry these with anything. I just love them. But it's a classic brand. But I like, you know, the little bit of hardware, the edginess. I like the ruthenium hardware, which is this, which is one of my favorites. A lot of my bags have that. That's what's on, you know, that's what's on like 3 issues and stuff. But, you know, chunkier hardware, it's pretty. But something about this bag, it's just, and I don't feel like this about any of my other Chanel bags, okay? And I don't think that you should ever not like something because it's out of style or it's from a few years ago. No, some of my favorite things are from 10 years ago. It's not about the time and, oh, this is old news. It's just that sometimes when something trends so hard, even if you love it, which I did, that's obviously why I bought this, a few years later, it's just kind of like, you're like, oh, like I'm over it, you know what I mean? And every time I see this bag, I just feel like it's a little, I don't know, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I would never, I say never say never. I don't think I'd ever get rid of this one because it's one of, you know, it's a very classic looking boy bag. It's in great shape. It's just so soft. It's definitely been used. Like, I used the heck out of this thing. But I like, they have a lot of different boy bags, different materials, different size stitching, but I like that I have one, since it's I feel an edgier bag or different, that does have just more of a classic look to it, like classic leather, classic, you know, it's just nice. It's held up well, but to me, I don't, it's just not the most, it's just like a, it's like a box, do you know what I mean? Which fine, but I know some people just love the boy bags. I like this bag obviously, but it's just not my favorite. I would never spend money on another one. They do hit a little shorter, which, you know, fine, whatever. A lot of times if I carry it, I'll just double it up and carry it like under my shoulder. But what cringes me out about it, and I don't know what it is, but it's just like this hard flap, you know, like under here, it's like a hard piece. And just getting in and out of it and holding it, I mean, this has gotten scratched, you know, obviously, because you're getting in and out. It's fine. It's just normal wear. But I just always feel like I'm going to bend it or something. It just has that weird, awkward, not awkward, but every time I get into it, I just have that like, ugh, like I have to hold it open, and not that I don't, this one just feels softer even though it's even more structured. It's hard to explain, but there's just something about this that gives me like chills. And I know that's weird to say, but like when I open it, it's like, it's just, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like I'm bending it back, which, you know, and the little, I don't know. I mean, it's held up great. I'm not saying it's because I'm like, ooh, I'm going to mess it up. I just don't love the feel of it, but it's pretty. I do think it's like such a nice part of my collection, and I'm not like, you know, don't be like, oh, I want to get, let me buy this. No, I'm not selling any of these bags, okay? Again, like I said, you could double it up like that, and I really like that. We did go, actually, I do like carrying it like this. I will say, we went, it was after the beach last year, it was around the holidays. We did go out of town for a few days, and I carried this, and I hadn't carried it in years. And I'm like, I can't believe, like, I left the house, this was like the bag that I took, you know what I mean? Because it's just not my favorite, but I loved carrying it like this. And I just think it looks better like that. I don't know. I just think it's cuter like that rather than worn long. So maybe I'll get back into it. I don't know. That's something, you know what I mean? But I would say out of all of mine, this is my least favorite. And don't be like, oh, you have that bag, you don't appreciate it. No, I'm not. I love all of my bag. I love this bag. But I do have a least favorite. That's my least favorite. I'm not that into the boy bag. It's not something that I love, like I love the minis or the reissues or even obviously the flat bags. I love those. And the 19s are so new. Not new, but they're new to me. Granted, I've had this one for a couple years now, but I'm just saying do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I do really like this one. I think this is different, cute, edgy, but still kind of like grandma vibes, like all the Chanel bags, which I like. Edgy grandma vibes. Where Chanel shoes are concerned, I do have quite a bit. Mostly sandals. I do have a few pair of boots. The fleece ones, oh, I really love those. Those are like snow boots though. Those are like for legit like cold weather. And I just didn't wear them much this year, but I love them, and hopefully I'll get more use out of them when it gets cold again. But a lot of times, like sneakers, shoes by these designer brands are kind of a joke. I never could get into those Balenciaga giant like ankle weight, like will send you to the bottom of the ocean. I was like, I don't want to fall into a body of water wearing these things because I will sink straight to the bottom. Like they're huge. I like a big shoe. Now I have a size 9 foot, 9.5, okay? I don't mind a big sneaker or something. It's not that I'm like, oh, this makes my foot look big. I have big feet, okay? It's no secret. But I did not ever think the Balenciaga ones were comfortable. They were so uncomfortable on me. Again, I felt like at the end of the day, my calves had gotten a workout that I like did not want. Felt kind of ridiculous in them. I did end up selling them to someone that wanted them, but they didn't have that comfy feel of like a sneaker. Now I'm not buying these instead of Adidas to go like run or to go like, you know, play on my like softball. Like, you know, I'm not like wearing these as actual, these are like fashion, like I wear, I'm, you know, no secret, I'm very casual. I wear sneakers with stuff, you know, sandals. That's what the vibe is, okay? You're wearing this like with an outfit to be comfortable. And out of all of mine, I've had Valentino ones. I've had pretty much every brand. The Valentino ones and the Fendi ones that are actual like sneakery sneakers. Those are comfy. Not so much. The Valentino ones are kind of hard. They feel like, you know, kind of more like Italian, like made like smooth on the bottom. You know what I'm talking about. These are squishy, comfortable, more comfortable than any pair of sneakers I've ever owned. These are so, like, I could run a marathon in these, but I'm not going to. So cute. I just do think, you know, obviously it's expensive. Sneakers you do wear out, but not like this, okay? I'm not gonna wear out a pair of sneakers wearing these like under normal circumstances, because like I said, I'm not like playing sports in these or whatever, but I was very impressed with how comfy their sneakers are and how comfy the boots are. And speaking of quality, I mean, we've all seen the Chanel espadrilles over the years. This is my, oh, they're very dirty on the inside. My first pair that I got. I've had a few more pairs since then. They get better and better. They have held up beautifully. They are like buttery. If you really look closely, just the way that they're made, you know, I don't want to say wow justifies the super expensive price tag, and I'm not saying it's all objective, but I'm saying, you know, and whatever you're comfortable with and what you value, whatever. But I love these. I will have these forever. And I just have loved buying maybe fewer shoes that are more expensive that I will have year after year. These are always classic. Something about my black ones are just my favorite. They're just like so soft. I just love feeling them. They're like buttery soft, the most comfy shoes, but they are made very well. And you can't, some brands that are expensive, I'm kind of like, this is kind of a joke, but speaking of, no, I'm kidding. These I really do like too. The whole dad's sandal trend, and I showed you guys a similar pair, which I'll grab. They were still here from the other day. I wanted to take a photo of some of these shoes that I've been liking. These Steve Madden ones. It's a trend. This style, this is not a new style. I remember wearing these in the 90s. You know, we've all had shoes that look like this, but they are trending now, and Chanel kind of did this, you know, seasons ago, and I got these, and then I ended up getting a black as well. And when we went to the beach last October, we were staying at like a little town, and we would walk like several blocks and it was like, I wore these the whole time, never had an issue, so comfortable. So I'm comfortable wearing these like for a long day of walking somewhere. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not like a joke. You know, they're not very comfortable, whatever. They're actually pretty comfortable. They're rubber. I mean, they're indestructible. But I really do like those. I think that they're made really nicely. But if you did want to, oh my god, these are so great. If you did want a pair that's kind of like a copycat vibe. Okay, but the one that got away, you guys, years and years ago, I promise you. How long is this video? 2 hours? I don't even know. Okay, so years and years ago, the very first Chanel bag that I ever got, I had done all this research, not research, but I was like, I just want like a basic one. I want a black, and I thought I wanted the caviar, you know, because you hear all the black caviar, because so it'll last forever, which doesn't even matter. I mean, it's just a preference, whatever you like. With gold hardware. Well, then I started looking. There was a year that wasn't too long before that, because it's the last year that Chanel stopped producing their bags with gold hardware were actually gold plated, and I was like, ooh, that's nice. Like, that kind of justifies the price a little more. Well, then it became this like mission, and they have like what's that, a maker's mark, not a maker's mark, a oh, what's it called, like a metal mark stamp, founder, no, what is that called, a maker stamp, a metal stamp, okay, whatever, but it had it like stamped, you know. Sometimes if you see like vintage Chanel bags and they have that little, looks like a little square kind of stamped into the, that's what it is. That means it's real gold plated. So I was like, yes. So I found this bag, and it was pre-owned, and it was like, it was so nice, and it looked like it had barely ever been carried. You know, it was not that old, and I loved it. I was like, yes, it was a special bag. But when I would carry it, it was like, I mean, the straps were so obnoxious. Even like the people I was with like could hear it, and it just started getting under my skin, and I was like, ugh. And by then, like, I had gotten a few other things, and then I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna get rid of it, I'm gonna sell it. And then years later, I was like, well, gosh, I could find another one of those, but I don't know, sometimes I do wish I would have kept that one, but it's not like keeping me up at night, or like it's not like a major regret. But really think about things before you sell them. I want to talk about the very first Chanel thing I ever got were these. And do we remember these? 2003. Look at the shit. These, honestly, this is so weird. Like, I look like the guy from X-Men that's gonna like zap you with his eyeballs. But it's cute. I don't know. These might come back. But do you guys remember these? They were just like, I mean, the big thing, the mother of pearl. I think I saw them on like Jessica Simpson and like I don't know. I just remember I was on a family vacation. It was like right after high school. I was like in college, and I was like, I'm gonna spend every single penny that I have to my name on these sunglasses. And I did. I remember my mom was like, who do you think you are, Paris Hilton? I just remember that was funny. They're still kicking. And I don't think I will ever get rid of these. Do you know what I mean? The Chanel glasses I think are nice. I've had a few pairs over the years. I sold a pair of black ones years ago that I gave a pair to my, did I give them to her or sold them to a friend? They were gray ones that were a little too tight on my face. But these I really love. These I got, I think when me and Lorraine took our trip to LA, I think it was the first time I'd ever been to LA. Maybe like in 2010 or so, I don't even remember. But, aw, these are, oh shit. These are so nice. Crash. These are nice. But I would like a pair of black. I don't know. I'm happy with the sunglasses I have. So sometimes I'm like, I don't want to just go buy a bunch of random stuff. You know what I mean? I try not to do. But I could see myself getting like a pair of nice black ones. And sometimes I could kick myself because I actually went to the Chanel, like, what is it, like in Paris, the 31, like Rue Campbell, whatever, you know, the street address. The one that her apartment was on top of, and it was just so cool being there. And I think back to that trip, I think I was in a haze because I lost my luggage. It was like an international trip. I think the first like day and a half or 2 days I did not have luggage. And I was just like not in the mindset. I think I bought a pair of shoes from the Louis Vuitton store, but you know, did I buy something from Louis Vuitton? I don't think I did. We went into the store on Champs-Élysées, but I didn't buy anything there. But sometimes I'm like, gosh, why didn't I just buy a dang like pair of earrings or a pair of sunglasses or a flippin' brooch? Could you imagine? I wish I would have bought something from that store. I was just in the mindset. Sorry, it's like thunder. I was just in the mindset of like, you know, it was like a kind of a work thing, and we were very in and out of things. We weren't like back to that trip. It was so much fun. We saw everything. It was like such a magical trip, like such a great experience. But I was just overwhelmed because I'd never been there before, and I was seeing everything. It wasn't like this leisurely shopping trip. Like when we were at a store, it was like, okay, you know, we can't stay here all, you know what I'm saying? And it was a group of like a lot of people. And, you know, you didn't want to be spending too much time somewhere making a transaction while everybody was waiting outside. So it was very much not the vibe to just be like, I'm going to go in here and just shop for hours or really. But I wish I would have just looked in there and been like, yeah, give me that. Or just something that I could have taken home. And that is a regret. But I know with COVID and everything, obviously, like not going this year and last year and whatever, obviously not. But that is a trip that I want to plan with Brad and Olivia, because Brad's never been, obviously Olivia's never been to Paris, but I want to go back and do all those things with them and shop. And just like, Brad is like, he really likes art and stuff like that, and he's kind of smart about stuff like, you know, like different artists and like paintings and stuff like that. He would be in the Louvre, honestly, I mean, for days if you were really going to look at everything, right? But we went to the Louvre and the d'Orsay, and I think he would just, oh, he would love that. And how special to bring a kid that's maybe a couple years older than Olivia. I think maybe like a 7 or 8, maybe like 8 would be a really good time to go. I think she would enjoy it now. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I will link to everything that I can in this video. Obviously, they don't sell Chanel stuff online. There's something specific I would say, you know, and I'm not sponsored by Fashion File, but I have bought some pre-owned things there, and I have sold things there. I trust them. It's reliable. I just don't take my chances with an eBay type of situation. Oh my gosh, I'll have to tell you all my funny eBay stories sometimes. We just don't have time in this video, right? But and I know I'm gonna get questions. How do you sell things? Where do you sell things? Which I guess is, I mean, and if I am going to, that's what I do. I mean, I'm going to hang on to something. I'm not trying to get every single penny back for something, but I like selling things there because I know it's legit. I know it's, you know, that I'm going to get my money. They're not going to like screw around, and I'm not going to get conned, which has happened to me as a seller in other situations on different platforms. I just sell things smart. I'm not going to bring a Louis Vuitton. They're going to pay like half, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of things, Chanel, you can sell that, because I said Chanel really does hold its value, I feel, in a lot of cases. So whatever, okay? I'll let you guys go. I could yap all day. Had so much fun talking about this, you guys. Thank you for watching. Love you so much. And I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye, you guys.